Speech off.
Well, hello. I have an update for you guys today. I have a decent update, actually. Hopefully I can keep going without coughing too much, damn it. The other day, I bought myself a new toaster and kettle. It costed $149, it did. And it works extremely decently. I'm going to make myself a coffee. My new kettle is amazing. It is amazing. So is my toaster, by the way, I must add. My toaster is really good. I really like it. So I don't have to use my stovetop to boil water in the saucepan anymore. My current occupational therapist reckons that's only a temporary fix because it's not safe to use a stovetop for boiling water for coffee and tea and that. So it was just a temporary fix, but oh well, I don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't. More than likely. I'm going to set the butter out for, let me set a timer.
Timer only. 30 minutes start. Timer only. 30 minutes.
Because if I don't do that, I forget that I've put butter on the bench and I leave it there all day and it melts into basically nothing. So the idea is to let the butter sit out for a certain amount of time, and you know, when it's sitting out, you've left it sitting out, you eventually are going to obviously check how soft the butter is. And if it's not that soft, you leave it for another 10 minutes, and if it's better, you use the butter while it's soft, and then when you put it back in the fridge, it doesn't go rancid too quickly. It does not go rancid too quickly. Because if you let it melt too much and put it back in the fridge every time, it expires like within a couple of weeks. But if you don't let it go very soft and it, you know, retains its, whatever you call it, retains its original hardened state from being cold, but, you know, some of the top surface of the butter is a bit more soft so you can cut through it easier and all that, then it will still last you at least a good 4 weeks before, you know, in the fridge before you've got to chuck it out. Being that you've got to keep putting it on the bench and letting it warm up a bit, letting it get to room temperature, and then using it before it either melts into nothing or before it completely expires. I love my new kettle. I love it. I love it. Until I tip it too fast and tip water everywhere. Hang on, I've got I've got food all over the place here. Oh, Jesus, hang on. I've got food everywhere. I've got food everywhere. It's literally all over the place. I'll clean that all up too. Clean it all up as well. And the sugar and the water. I have an easy way of handling my chickens now, my hot chickens when I buy them. I set up a container on the bench and okay, what am I doing now? Oh, this is a very tight position. I break all the chicken up into the container and I dispose of all the bones, because that way I don't have to keep getting the bag out of the fridge and I don't have to keep constantly pulling chicken off the bone. Every time I want some chicken, it's in separate pieces in a container, not on the bones. Oh, I am never letting anybody talk me into buying a large bottle of tomato sauce or barbecue sauce again, ever. That is just painful to deal with. It's going to take me nearly 6 months to use all that up too. Oh my God. I'll never do that again. From now on, I'm only getting squeezy sauces. I'm never getting the bulk bottles of sauce again, ever. I just got to put you on the dining table. Oh, it is freezing cold outside. It is freezing. I love having a nice cup of coffee with a lot of milk in it. Yum. I am obviously going to wait until the microwave tells me that the time has completed, and then I'm going to use my block of butter to make chicken and avocado toast. Yum. 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 This top band of my bloody stupid clothing keeps on curling up, bloody thing. Ah, the spoon's in now. I forgot about the spoon. I forgot to mix the coffee too. I fully forgot to mix it. I don't know what's wrong with my dumb memory. I'll make coffee and then I don't know I haven't even mixed it. My memory is really dumb. Yesterday I got gourmet meals for next week too, because that way those trays can just sit in the freezer and I can cook food every day, steamed veggies and all that, and just have a meal tray if I need one, because they don't have enough protein in them and enough nutritional value to just rely on eating those every day without any other food. They're basically small supplementary meals that goes along with normal dietary intake. Like, if you've had sausages and veggies, you wouldn't have a gourmet meal tray after that. But if you wanted fried rice with your sausages and veggies, I would cook sausage and veggies, and then I would heat up a fried rice gourmet meal tray along with that. Or if I heat up the beef rissoles meal tray, I could then use my rice cooker to make steamed veggies and rice to go with it. So the meal trays just on their own are not really good enough dietary intake for everyday eating routines. So I use those meal trays pretty much for convenience, not for regular usage. So if I were to get these meal trays under the NDIS, I would get them so that I could provide my own breakfast and lunch, then have a meal tray for dinner every night. But then I would make my own fruit salad and other types of regular salad. And I'd even make some other side dishes like chips or spring rolls, or even pasta and sauce to go with, each night's dinner. That way I'm not just relying on the gourmet meal trays. I'm so happy I've got those Lactase tablets. They make it so easy for me to have something with dairy in them. Those meal trays make life so... Not meal trays, I don't know why I said that wrong. I am not thinking straight this morning. I slept really decently last night, but I'm just like a zombie today. Those pills make it so much easier for me to just have a decent feed. And if I have one and I'm eating, maybe I might need an extra one, maybe I might not. But I don't feel like I'm wasting as many pills if I just have one every now and again. I'm not going through as many pills, and I'm still digesting dairy just fine. Oh, I'm finally back to where I was before going dodgy. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm back to where I was before I went dodgy. Let me put this stupid teaspoon in the fucking sink. Ugh. My throat and nose is still a bit dodgy, but it's been like that for years and isn't likely to change. Oh Christ, excuse me. It's not likely to change anytime soon. I don't know what it is, but I had some weird cold thing 3 weeks ago and now something else is at me, so I don't know if it's just the weather or what it even is. And I know the air's cold air, but I've got my heater turned on inside my unit, so there's no way I'm breathing any... Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm literally not breathing cold air. Like, the air outside will come in because air comes into the unit, but it's, you know, when the unit's closed up and there's not a draft of air coming in, so it's not cold, and the heater circulates hot air around, so if there's any cold air getting into the unit, it's going to heat up really fast before I get a chance to breathe it in. So, yeah, my heater works pretty good. I don't want to turn it up because I'm already feeling like I'm quite hot. So if I turn it up, oh God. If I turn the heater up, I'm going to get very, very warm. It won't just be warm, I'll get too hot. So I can't just turn the heater up because that's not going to solve anything. I think because of this change in weather, I won't worry about the Telfast today because I'm inside. If I get super sick, I'll take some because you don't want to wait till your body is really screwed. But I will try to wait until Tuesday and take Telfast before I go out at 9 o'clock. But if I screw up worse before then, I'll take some Telfast. I was considering if I didn't take the Telfast, if I don't take it, that is, I could take Phenergan later. It's another antihistamine, but it's a super strong, I think it's a first generation antihistamine, which doctors don't like people on because it causes memory problems and neurological issues. Like, if sedation's a main side effect of these antihistamines, then you have it too often, it stops the antihistamine from being effective, and it also fucks up your brain because of how it interacts with your brain and slows it down and all that. So I take it sometimes, but just not hardly ever. So I'll see how I go for the rest of the day. Chances are I probably won't take Telfast unless I'm going to go out. But if I get heaps worse, I don't imagine that happening, but if I were to get heaps worse, then maybe I'll have to take Telfast anyway. But I'll see how I go. I just don't want to take an antihistamine every day and then switch to a new one every day and then switch to a new one. I just don't want to do that because it will cause too many long-term side effects, and it causes like blood defects, like kind of like blood disorders, but I don't want to go through all that shit, so I don't take antihistamines very much unless I have to. This coffee is nice. And I've just been boiling tap water. I do prefer filtered water, but the good thing about boiled tap water is it doesn't make me sick. It's a bit of a yucky taste, but it does not make me super sick like just drinking tap water that hasn't been boiled yet. I've been through all that bullshit in the past, and people don't believe me because I look alright, and I'm like, no, I'm not repeating what happened in the past, because if you don't learn from history, history repeats itself, and people are like, oh shit. I'm like, yeah, so don't wait till I'm sick before you start believing me, just believe me. And people are like, oh fuck, and I'm like, yes, better to think that way today than wait till I'm actually sick. And they're like, oh Christ. I'm like, well, why do you think I tell you my health warnings with certain situations every time? Because I'm not prepared to make myself sick for people to go, oh, you're not lying, this is what happened 5 years ago. And I'll be like, yes, you dodgy cunt, and I'm not going to let it happen again, you bastard. But anyway, I can't decide if I want more cough lollies today or if I'll just give them a break, because I don't know, they're not really long term either, because all the packets of soothers have health warnings and instructions not to take them for more than 5 days in a row and all that sort of stuff, so and to be technical, I haven't taken them for 5 days in a row, but my point being, I don't want to just keep taking them because, yeah. Hang on a second, I just got to quickly take a loo break. I'll be back in a minute.
Speech on. Pause. Stop. Button. Pause.
Hang
button.
on.
Record. Record. Minus the pause. Minus
There we
iPhone
go,
microphone.
I'm back. Sometimes life just
Speech off.
happens, so yeah, I'm alright. The good news is I'm not fucking dodgy, which is really good, because I used to go super dodgy when I was eating spicy food all the time, so now I don't eat spicy food. And dairy made my stupid digestion play up too. So then I figured out by taking lactase pills for a while that I can stop my digestion from going dodgy. So now I just have typical digestion routines and all that. So yeah, I'm bloody happy. throat is being dodgy today and there's nothing I can do to fix it. And I was told last year and I was told this year by the doctors that if my throat and chest is related to cold and flu symptoms, she doesn't want to see me unless it's related to a blood test or an ambulance call out, or I happen to use a taxi to turn myself into the ER that way. Then she's happy to see me the next day because she wants to find out what triggered the ER or ambulance takes people to the ER, but what triggered me to turn myself to the ER, and she'll keep on going, treatments happening, and then eventually she'll stop the treatments, I guess. But other than that, if I don't turn myself into the ER, she doesn't need to see me unless I'm getting a routine check or a blood test. That's all she wants to see me for. She's got no other reason to see me. I notice whenever I go to the ER that they don't agree with my GP. I'm like, well, I agree with her because she has a good approach, and I don't need to see a GP unless I actually need to see one. And I sort of get the logic of the ER doctors is go to the doctor and get as many referrals as I can and get as many outpatient treatments as possible, but that's not always possible with GPs anymore, so I just skip the GP now and pay for a specialist whenever I can. Sometimes if the specialist is offering a Medicare rebate, I'll see the GP and tell her that I want a specific assessment done. And I'll tell her that blah specialist requires blah assessment for this Medicare rebate to be eligible, kind of thing. So then the GP will do that. I'm also, and don't get me wrong, everyone, how do I say it? Oh, that's my microwave timer. Everyone has their various tolerance levels and comfort zones and all that. So what I'm saying is not indicative of somebody else's comfort level. Like, if I do something doesn't mean you go and do it. If I think a certain way doesn't mean you believe it. Unless I clearly say, hey, I can hear a thunderstorm coming along, and you go, oh, that's unbelievable. I'm like, well, don't believe me, but you'll hear it cracking soon because, like, I haven't heard any thunder right now, but I'm saying if there's something that sounds unbelievable, I don't need you to change how you think. I just need you to believe me because I'm telling the truth. But if it's... Sometimes it's not exactly a personal opinion. It's more like, if I need to see a doctor for an assessment, that doesn't mean, hey, by the way, I'm fear-mongering, everyone else needs to freak out. I'm just saying that I see the doctor how I see him. I approach doctors how I approach them. But how someone else approaches their doctor isn't the way I would do it, because it's... I'm not the other person, like I don't live their life, so if I only see a doctor once a year, that's not because of other people, that's just because I don't have any logical reason for needing to see a doctor more than once a year. Like, one example of approaches to going to doctors, which I think everyone has their own handle on it, basically. I don't agree with, and it's not to make other people change their minds or think differently, or I'm just saying, I don't agree with seeing the doctor each month and talking to them, because to my mind, I don't need a sounding board. I'm my own sounding board. I don't need an external sounding board. I'm not interested in what the doctor has to say unless it's important enough for them to say, I know you don't like talking about, but we have to discuss it because you're looking like you're getting sick, and maybe you're just not drinking enough water, or maybe it's more serious, we have to look into it. And then I'll be like, yeah, you're just confusing me even more, what are you talking about? And if it's that bad, they'll say, oh, well, if you're more confused, we're putting you into the hospital today, because then you'll get even more confused, which needs fixing. And then I'll be like, oh, fuck, don't tell me I've gone dodgy. Oh, God damn it. Oh, Jesus. And then what will happen when I get out of the hospital? Yeah, I'll have to go to the doctor each month and chat to them, because if I don't, they won't tell me something that I don't know, and I'll fuck up my health even more by not knowing something. But if the doctor doesn't have anything serious to tell me, I don't want to hear it until I'm back there for a blood test. I don't want to hear it unless it's really bad. I don't want a sounding board unless it's fucking really terrible. Like, I'll go to the doctor in November, and then she might want to see me each month to talk about my eyes. In which case I'll go to her each month and tell her how they're going, because she wants to work out if they're getting worse or getting better. Because I don't know shit, I just know, yeah, my eyes aren't that sore and I use eye drops, they're fine. And she's fucking sitting there thinking, yeah, you don't have a single complaint to make, but how come your eyes are looking like shit when your eye drops are making you feel better and you don't feel like you're super sick or in heaps of pain, but why are your eyes looking dodgy? They need fixing. And I'm going, what the hell are you talking about? What do you mean they're going dodgy? What do you mean they need fixing? What are you talking about? So oh God, so yeah, I don't want to speak to the doctor each month unless she specifically says, when you leave, make sure you make an appointment for next month. Or if she says, when you leave, we're going to ring you up in the next 3 months, or we're signing you up for XYZ program and you need to report for this program every 6 months or 12 months. That's about it really, because otherwise, and this again is personalised, it depends on what you like regarding information, what you want to know, what you want to hear, what you think you need to know more, what's important to you. But I find, I'm not telling you how to think and feel for anyone else, I'm saying I find information too overwhelming, and I don't like hearing unnecessary stuff. Like, my support worker's not very understanding. She thinks I need to hear stuff, and I'm like, you're not listening. You're not actually helping me by telling me stuff. You're scaring me. You're not reassuring me. You're making me feel as if I'm receiving knowledge that I don't need to know, but it's based on your, as in I tell this support worker, it's based on this support worker's perception of what I need to know. It's not based on my best interest as to what I need to know. So I told her I don't want her perceptions as part of my support plan. I want her to leave her perception and her conceptions out of it. If she says, hey, do you want to hear about this? And I say, no thanks, then leave it. Don't talk about it. I don't want to hear it. She can tell someone else. I don't want her to tell me. She needs to respect boundaries, full stop. It is a boundary. If I say, okay, can we change the subject? Don't disrespect boundaries. If I'm not meant to disrespect other people's boundaries, I expect the same courtesy from other people too. I have enough trouble understanding information when I'm at the doctor's, when I can't ask them, hey, can we stop? I want to change the subject. No, they can't stop and change the subject. They've got to explain something to me. It might take 3 appointments to explain, or it might only take 1 appointment, but they need to make me understand something. So I have a hard enough time understanding what I'm told at the doctor's without other people stepping in with their mixed opinions and judgmental attitudes and misconceptions because they're not doctors. I have a hard enough time understanding doctors, let alone other people. And if me saying don't say that, that's upsetting, is narcissistic and bossy, well, maybe that's a you problem, because you think you are allowed to upset me, you as in anyone, not just people in particular, but like anyone, can just upset me however you want without any consideration. But I have to think of your feelings. Like, I can't offend other people's feelings by just letting them talk, but it's okay to offend me by not giving a shit about what upsets me or not. I don't understand that. You know, people think, oh, this lady's blind. I'm just going to walk all over her and not ask any questions. That way, if I upset her, she can stick it up her bum and deal with it because she doesn't offend other people. What does that mean to me if I cause offence to this lady? It's like, fuck you too, and I don't care if you get offended either. Fuck off. Don't tell me shit that I don't want to hear about. Just go away. Get out of my life. If you got nothing constructive to say, don't fucking say it. But to anyone that is considerate, thanks to my, one of my regular subscribers, don't worry. I can't say who they are because, like I say on every video, if I say, oh yes, it's you who I'm mentioning, everyone knows it's you. So I can't say who you are. I can say it directly to people's face, but I'm not going to say it on YouTube for all the public to hear about. I can make some unlisted videos so that only certain people can hear it, but I don't know. I don't see the point in it every time. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I honestly don't. Most of the time I don't see the point. But yeah, if people start talking about stuff, you know, humans help other humans. If we're talking about stuff and someone gets sad or something happens, you just change the subject. It's easier. Unless you're at the doctor's and it's something serious like, this is probably going to be offensive, but, you know, I'm hoping the doctor doesn't think this or say that because, it's scary. So you're like giving a prelude before offending someone so that they know that you're not doing it intentionally to be an asshole to them. But if it's offensive anyway, and they know I'm not being a stupid asshole, I keep the subject going until either I or they change it, because you have to have a discussion sometimes, but not to the point where you just don't give a fuck about how the other person is handling the information until they just about collapse from being too distraught or whatever the case. I mean, sometimes stuff is going to happen anyway, but I'm not sitting there going, oh, I know this person's probably having a somewhat of a decent day. If I make their day fuck up, oh, that's okay. I'm not affected by it. You know, I'm not sitting there planning on doing that. And then when support workers come to my home and they go, oh, I don't give a fuck, this person's got a disability, if I upset them, that's their problem, because they're not as human or have as much humanity as the rest of us. Mate, I despise such people more than I despise anybody. Especially when you tell people something and their attitude is, that's just the way you think and I don't believe you. And it's like, don't tell me how I think and feel about my family, and don't tell me how I think and feel about how I handle my healthcare needs. That's something I don't tolerate from anyone. Don't tell me how I think and feel, because I won't put up with that kind of shit. I also don't put up with half-assed, stupid apologies that aren't sincere apologies. Like, I'm sorry you feel that way. That's not a sincere apology. That's just deflecting responsibility. How about I'm sorry I offended you, or I'm sorry I made you upset, or I'm sorry I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry you feel that way is the rudest, and I call people out and I tell them, no, I'm not going to be professional. You're the professional here. I'm not the professional. You be professional and start being nice. And then I tell them that I don't have a heart to be forgiving, and then I hang up the phone and I never talk to that person again, ever. Just as a preamble, no, this is not my regular subscriber who I speak to regularly, so please don't sit there all day going, not to try and sound like an asshole, but please don't sit there all day going, oh, did I do anything wrong? Oh, I'm not going to call you. I think I've upset you. If I call you, I'm going to be horrible. Please don't do that. Please just don't do it, because it's not reflective of how I actually am. Like, you'd be doing it thinking you've done something when you haven't. So please just don't do it. If I think something's wrong that I need you to be aware of, I'll say it. Hey, I'm tired. Could you please not call me today? Or I'm just updating everyone on YouTube. I'm a bit buggered. I'm not taking phone calls today. I can't obviously say who people are on YouTube because YouTube's public. I mean, I can make an unlisted video and say, hey, I can't do phone calls, blah, 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 blah. And then I put up the video as an unlisted recording and then send a text with the link. Send a text with the link to whoever it is. But the thing is, today I'm not that tired and I can receive a phone call from someone. But yeah, I would just say something to indicate that I won't take phone calls, but that's obviously not happening. So please don't presume, oh, you've done something wrong, or I'm offended at something. Like, yeah, you just don't do that unless it's definitely true. Like, I'm offended at the way COVID has made society. That doesn't mean I hate people and I'm not friends with everyone because of their opinions and beliefs. I don't think that. I think COVID has made society very isolated, and I'm very offended about that because, like, this is going to sound nasty, but do I have to stay home because that way, okay, this is going to sound terrible, but I'm going to say it anyway, and it's not intended to make other people feel like shit, like I want to unfriend people, because I don't. And I don't, not just I don't agree, I'm offended that COVID has made us go to the extreme of, if we hang around each other when we're sick, we have morally let people down because we've made other people sick. So yeah, if you're uncomfortable, you stay home if you're sick. But I feel let down when I get sick when I never hang around people. So then people tell me I'm staying home because I'm sick. I don't feel let down because they're sick and they're uncomfortable, so they're at home because they want time to themselves. That's not why I'm let down. I'm not let down because people stay home when they're sick and they're just listless, and you need your own space and time. And I have a bit of offence about needing your own space. Not in the way you think. Everyone needs downtime. I'm not offended about it. But needing your own space also sounds really vague, because it just sounds like you need your own space. Well, no, I don't, because the truth is I need space. I don't need space. I just want to hang around different people. I want to hang around someone one day and another person the next day. If I wanted my own space, I wouldn't hang around anybody. So whenever anyone says, oh, I'll leave you alone for you to get your own space, I'm like, but you've made that decision. I didn't get to choose that. I get very offended at people who tell me what my choices are. Like, if you say I'm leaving you alone to give you space, you're telling me what I want. And I get very antsy about it. Like, don't tell me what I want, because it makes me feel like you're just taking over and controlling my life. And that's not okay in a relationship. It's not okay. If you control yourself and say, hey, I'm leaving you alone because I want time to myself, I can't argue with that. I can't say, hey, Joe Blogs, I don't give a fuck if you want time to yourself. I'm not leaving you alone. Why are you leaving me alone for? Why do you need time to yourself? I want to hang around you whether you like it or not. Like, that's me controlling Joe Blogs then. If Joe Blogs says, oh, I want to give you space, I'm like, did you ask me if I want space? Did you even ask me? Like, I only want space based on me. Like, space for me doesn't mean, hey, Joe Blogs, I need space from you today, and then I go to the shops. That's not looking for space. That's just, Joe Blogs, I've got my own things on today. I don't want to talk until tomorrow. But when Joe Blogs is like, oh, I'm going to give you space for a week, it's like, do you hate me now? We must not be friends. You're telling me what to do. You're not giving me autonomy because you're controlling the relationship. Well, I don't want a relationship or a friendship where someone is in control all the time. To me, it just means someone's the boss and someone else is the follower or submission. I don't submit to anybody in relationships. I do not submit. I don't believe in submission. You have control of yourself. I have control of myself, and I just say, hey, I need downtime today. I need to be left alone. I don't make it my business to decide how Joe Blogs wants their space or not want their space, or unless they say something really scary like, oh, I'm going to the ER, and I'll be like, oh, tell me when you want me to come and visit. I'll show up there, and if you don't want me to be there, just tell me to leave. Because if you don't, I'll assume that I can stay. And if you don't like assumptions, well, I don't like assumptions either when it's intentional, but if I go to the ER, it's for moral support and of whoever's there. But if they don't want me there, they can just say, hey, can you go home? I need time to myself. And I'll be like, oh, you're sick, hey, but all right. But yeah, I don't like relationships where one person is more controlling or domineering than the other. That's not a relationship, and I want out of that relationship straight away. Because if someone says they're giving me space, and then I go out and hang out with other friends, then that person is like, wait, I gave you space, why'd you hang out with other friends? Well, dude, you're not responsible for how I choose to hang out with people, and stop being so jealous. Stop being such a clingy, needy, dodgy, stupid asshole. Like, if you're that clingy and that needy, stop telling me that you're leaving me alone. Just so that you can say, no, you can't hang out with other people. You know, I don't understand, I do not understand vague, what is the word? I don't understand vague messages. You either clearly need to be left alone or you don't. I don't understand I'm giving you space. I just think that means you're ditching me. If you don't mean that, don't say that. Don't say what you don't mean, because I don't understand what you mean. If you don't want me to hear it, the wrong way, you're better off just not saying it. I don't want to hear something wrong and then go, oh, I don't like you either because we obviously aren't compatible, when you never meant that. Like, just don't fucking say that. Now, there's some issues relating to medical problems. I'll forgive the medical issue. But what I won't forgive is premeditated, and that's a grey area because people can say it's not premeditated, but I won't. If it's a premeditated, oh, I'm going to use my medical issue as an excuse to say this and do that, it's a grey area because I don't know it's premeditated or it's not. But please, if it's difficult to know what to say, just don't say it. Like, if a medical issue is the cause of something being wrong when you say it, just say, I'm in a bad mood today, I don't feel very good today, you know, because then I'll be like, well, okay, I won't talk to you today then. That goes for anyone, not just Joe Blogs. I'm saying Joe Blogs to prevent identification on YouTube. But I'll excuse the medical issues because medical problems suck. But some things come across too vague and I don't understand it. But obviously, referring to Joe Blogs, I'm definitely going to do a phone call soon for Joe Blogs, so please don't take any of this, as much as possible, don't take any of this the wrong way. I am being a bit generalised about stuff because if I want to say something specific, I'll tell Joe Blogs to their face, or I'll make an unlisted recording and send it to Joe Blogs. But unless I do that, it's general. It's everyone. It's not just Joe Blogs. I mean, a shout out to Joe Blogs, but I'm not being specific to Joe Blogs when I get on YouTube recordings, unless of course I make the recording unlisted and send that to Joe Blogs specifically. If it's not a Joe Blogs specific video, everyone is going to hear it. So yeah, if you've gotten this far through the recording, thanks, because I don't want to find out later that I've made people think, oh, I guess we're not friends, or I guess you don't like how we talk. It's like, no, don't get me the, I don't know, don't get me the wrong way, and that's not how I'm trying to say it, but I'll try and explain it differently or something. But I'm not saying don't talk, and I'm not saying don't give me space either, but don't assume what I want, because that's not part of a relationship. Don't assume what other people want, ask them. Because the truth is, I don't always want space. I want to associate with different people all the time. I do want to keep a consistent friendship with someone. Joe, I'm referring to them as Joe Blogs on this channel, so don't take it as impersonal, you know, like not personal, or like I just don't care, because if I said Joe Blogs' real name, you'd be like, don't say that, I can't have other people knowing who I am, because they'll be able to track you down. So we don't want anyone tracking anyone down on this platform, so I'm referring to them as Joe Blogs. Even though this video is not Joe Blogs specific, basically. But yeah, I'm probably going to sound really abrupt if anyone says I'm leaving you alone to get space. I'll be like, well, do you mean you need time to yourself? Because they might say no. And then I'll say, would you kindly not presume what I want then, thanks? Which is going to sound nasty, but if I just say it politely and they take offence, well, I'm still not going to change my... I'm still not going to rewire my brain to make someone else less offended. I just don't mean to be offensive, full stop. And people need to take responsibility for their own feelings and thoughts and how they do things. I'm not responsible for anybody. I don't owe anybody nothing. No one owes me anything. So if anyone in the world has to take offence at something like, do you need time to yourself? I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me saying that or what's wrong with you saying, yeah, I do need time to myself. It's like, what's wrong with just being honest and saying that? I mean, you don't have to be rude about it. Like, if you're just being rude about stuff, then that's terrible, but you can honestly say stuff without being rude about it. I don't get all this walking around on eggshells. I can't understand it. Like, I don't walk on eggshells. Doesn't mean be a horrible person. I just don't walk around on eggshells because I don't need to. And if other people are not going to like me because of it, then they're the ones who need to adjust their sensitivities. I'm not going to do it for them. They have to put in the work to fix themselves. I don't fix other people. I just fix my life, and I don't do it in a way that makes other people happy. I just fix my life to make me happy, and sometimes I lose friends, sometimes I gain friends, and I'm like, well, excellent, because I am not going to make other people happy, because I've changed to make them see me as a better person, or I also see that as a red flag. If people say, because I heard it from some family members recently, they want to be a better person for other people, and I'm like, so you don't want to be a better person for yourself. You want to be a better person to make other people like you more. If people would just be better for themselves, I would naturally gravitate to liking them anyway, because they're not trying to make me like them. They're just being better people, and I'm like, oh, I like this new person. I hope they stay nice like this forever. Don't be a stupid asshole like you used to be. Oh, yeah, good changes, good. I don't like when people try to make themselves look more attractive, or... I had to ditch someone recently because they were not looking attractive for them. Not that I can see them, but they weren't better people because they wanted to be nice human beings. They were doing it to make other people look at me, I'm showing off, I'm looking and feeling nice, do you like me? And I'm like, no, because you're a hypocrite. I don't like you. Again, I'm not saying that for Joe Blogs, because this unidentified Joe Blogs is alright the way they are. Like, make changes for yourself. Don't do it for anyone else. I won't. To sound really nasty, if Joe Bloggs says, do I come across a better person, I'll be like, well, no, because you are not being a better person for everyone else. You need to stop pretending to be someone you're not, because I don't think that's better. that's making you worse. Like, don't put on an act. Be your true self. Try to be as nice as you can be, but don't put on an act while you're being a nice person. Be a good person because you like to wake up in the morning to be a good person. Don't think, when I say don't think, I'm going, take this as you will, but don't wake up and go, okay, am I a better person because someone else thinks I'm better? Am I a bad person because I let other people down? You just make yourself look fake. That goes for anyone because I'm not Joe Blog specific on here, but when people act really superficial and they're like, oh, I'm being a better person because I want you to like me more, I don't understand that. That doesn't come across as being a real person. That comes across as, I have to make myself into someone I'm not. I have to be fake to make you think I'm a good person. I have to be superficial so that you like me more. I have to be this person for your perceptions. So I'm being who someone else perceives me to be. I'm not being my true self. I'm being who someone else perceives me as so that I get approval from them, even though it means I'm not seeking approval and validation from myself. I'm just getting it from someone else because I feel better at myself. I feel better about myself when other people validate me. So I'm just not going to be who I want to be for me. I'm just going to be what someone else thinks. It's like fake, 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 fake. Fake all around. I don't like superficiality or fakeness. Be a real human being and I'll decide if I like you or not. If you try and make me... if you try to make me like you, I already hate you and I don't even know you yet. I already cannot stand you. I don't even know who you are and I don't like you. Like, be a human being for Christ's sake and I will make the fucking decision about if I think you're a decent or a dodgy person. Don't do it for me or I already don't even want to have anything to do with you. Like, if you're a human being who is genuinely a stupid monster, no one's going to like you. Like, if you're just naturally a monster and naturally don't care about anyone, no one's going to like you anyway. But if you're a genuinely nice person because you wake up and you just want to have a decent day and be happy, maybe you are wondering how other people are going, but you're doing that because you like to know how people are going and you don't even have to try. You just want to know how people are going. Other people respond in kind, how are you going? And we're just, oh, I actually like you. Naturally. I'm not forced into liking you, I just like you. Or maybe you're an absolute bastard and I don't even like you anyway. But that's up to me to decide you're an asshole. Like, maybe you're not, maybe I'm getting you the wrong way and I don't know you well, but I don't like you. So, okay, next person, next human being. I'll eventually like someone. But I cannot stand people making decisions on my behalf before I even get the chance to decide if I want to talk to them, hang out with them. Immediate red flag in a relationship. As soon as somebody chooses what happens in my life, I'm like, oh, I won't hang out with this person because they're definitely not a real human being. Or they don't show their real, they're not showing their real selves to me. Or maybe they are. Maybe they're showing their true colours and they don't want to admit it. Maybe they're showing me that they are in fact really dodgy, but they're putting across, look at me, I'm nice. Look at me, I'm I'm presuming things for you because I like you and I want you to think good of me. Well, I don't. I don't already. Like, don't be a freaking dodgy person, maybe. Oh, God. Anyway. I will say excuse me because of my throat. I don't have control if... Basically, I'm being myself. I honestly don't have control over what's happening with my throat. I don't want to overconsume cough lollies because you do get... Cough lollies have ingredients in them that can make you sick after a while, and I'm not prepared to go through getting sick from eating too many cough lollies because that's not going to fix nothing. But yeah, I genuinely have no other options for my cough. So yeah. Other than that, I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to make my toast. I'm going to cut the avocado up. I have to get it out. I'm going to eat all the bananas later. Keep this paper bag. Keep the paper bag aside for the seed and the skin. What you do? Oh, it's very ripe. It is really, really ripe. Okay, I'm going to cut this thing up. Cut it up. And then I'm going to get the toast ready. Where is my little utility knife? Where the fuck is that thing? Where is it? I found it. Excellent, I found it. Now, I'm going to cut this avocado open. There we go. Cut it all the way down. There we go. And then you cut it. Hang on, I've got to go back to the original cut there and cut it way back to the top. And then you just pull it open. Then you finish cutting it down through the other section. I have to get to it without fucking up the whole thing. Hang on, got it. Oh, can't get to it. There we go. I've did a pretty good job of that. Now I'll put the skin, the seeds and the skin into the thing. So, nice fresh avocado. Yum. Yum. Okay, there's chicken and there's avocado. making some very yummy toast. Got to tip the water into the sink. Okay. The butter should be nice and soft now. I just can't believe it took ages to find an actual half decent toaster. A half decent toaster. I can't believe it. Oh, I don't know if I'll have a new coffee yet. I'm going to put this cup in the sink. And when the butter's yummy and soft, I can work with it much better. Okay. It is simple as that. The toast just pops up and I get the toast out. It doesn't have many complications. You just get the toast out. You put the butter onto the toast and that's the end. That's all I have to worry about. That is all I need to freak out over, is getting the butter out of the toast. Don't even have to worry about getting the toast, because I can just pick it up and get it out. Then I can cut the butter into small little segments and spread that all over my bread without too much concern. So yeah, I'm more than happy with my new toaster and kettle purchase. I'm really happy with it. Very. So I just chop the butter into little segments. And then I move all that down the bread and let it melt in and get a bit more butter. And do the same thing with the other part of the bread, and don't leave it all in one spot, and it's okay. I just spread it down and it melts in, and yeah. It does pretty good. Oh God, yep. Now I just have to cover up the butter so it doesn't contaminate. Then I have to get the avocado ready. Just take it off the skin. See, I let my avocados soften right up because I don't like hard pieces of... A lot of people love it. I cannot stand hardened sliced avocado that's all hard to chop up because it's not ripened enough, it's not soft enough. I honestly can't stand it. I just find it really, really horrible. So, yeah, good luck to people that like it that way. That's up to you, but I want nice, soft avocado that's easy to pull off the skin without getting pieces of dog shit in my food, basically. Yuck. And unlike the shops who don't put enough avocado in their toasties, I put lots of avocado on my sandwiches. I put lots on there because I'm not, you know, I don't rip myself off. I like having a lot of avocado on there, and I like a nice bit of salt and pepper, and you know, I just find it much better. I do not understand how people can buy a sandwich and they say, "Can I have avocado on that, please?" And then the idiots who make the sandwich put the smallest fucking smidgen of avocado on it, and I'm like, dude, where's the avocado? You said you were putting avocado on there. So now, I absolutely refuse to buy sandwiches when I go out because, as far as I'm concerned, people don't know how to make sandwiches properly. They don't know how to do it. People do not know how to make an actual decent sandwich. So I'm like, you know what? If people want to have a dodgy sandwich, they're welcome to the dodgy sandwich. I'm not stopping anyone from having a dodgy piece of shit sandwich. That's totally on whoever's eating the sandwich. Eat the dodgy food, I don't care. I might need it, but hey, everyone has their way of dealing with food. Eat it, you know, but I'm not going out to get a dodgy sandwich when I can make them at home way better. I make them at home heaps better. And if I'm going to use the butter again in the next half an hour, mate, I just let the butter sit there and I use it again. You know, that's how I handle shit now. I won't obviously leave the chicken out because it has to stay cold, but, you know, butter can sit there for another, I don't know, it can sit there for another 20 minutes and I'll still put it away because it's not gonna blow up or cause trouble anytime soon. And I might want an extra toasted sandwich, who knows? Who knows? And I'll leave the salt and pepper where it is because, you know, I'll use it. And then the avocado, I'm going to eat it and it will eventually go in the rubbish bin. So, yeah. There's not much to it. There is really not much to it. You know, if I wasn't going to eat avocado till tomorrow morning, I would put it straight in the fridge. But I'm going to eat it, so I don't need to worry about it. Don't need to worry about it. Oh, God. Throat. Guts. Hey, they're nothing like they used to be. I'm not getting super sick and all that kind of bullshit. So I'm happy about that. I've only got 2 pills left in my pill box. So yeah, I'm happy about that. But yeah, since making my own sandwiches at home, I refuse to buy sandwiches when I go out because they're not made properly. I say, I want a ham, cheese, avocado sandwich, please. A crappy little bit of ham. Thinnest slice of cheese ever. And I'm like, where's the avocado? So now I buy my own food and I prepare it at home because it's always better than what you get at the stupid cafeterias. I'm not going to pay $10 for a scungy sandwich when I can make one better for $3 at home. And then not trying to like put it over people who buy stuff because they can't cook at home or prepare food properly or whatever, that's fine, but I'm all for, if you can prepare your own food, try not to buy food out. Coffee's an exception. I don't have a coffee machine at home, so when I go out, someone else uses a coffee machine and I pay for it, that's fair. But food, why am I going to pay $15 for a burger when I can make it heaps better at home? And it's, the burger is not even $15. It costs $15 to get all the ingredients, including a 6-pack of bread rolls. So then one burger is not even $15. The avocado's over-ripened, I think. It tastes a bit weird. Oh, bugger it. Oh well. It's okay. I probably left it sitting around for too long, but 2 days ago when I bought it, it was not even ripe, so. Oh well. mind you, I've eaten avocados that when you cut into them and try to eat the flesh of the avocado, it's too chewy because it's not ripe enough. I can't stand eating avocados like that either. I never order bloody crappy toasties when I go out because I know they're made in a hurry. The people are in a rush to make 50 toasted sandwiches. Of course, they're not going to make them all good because they've got to do it as quick as they can. So and I'm disappointed because I can't just say, hey, could I please have one extra slice of ham? Could I please have a bit of extra chicken? You've got to eat it how they make it or don't buy it, you know? And I just find that very disappointing. So now, when I make sandwiches at home, I can say, yep, I want lots of chicken, I want less chicken, I want not as much avocado, or like I can say all that shit when I'm at home. At the shops I can't just say, give me less tomato, give me more chicken. I can't do that. I'm so glad I could make bloody toasties again. Yum. I don't know what's going to come of this 3-eye atlas coming through our solar system. What scares me most is that everyone can't predict. All the scientists don't know what is going to happen in November when it flies past this Earth. They can't say if it will be a normal flyby with no repercussions, meaning when something like a meteorite hits the Earth or another asteroid or something bypasses the Earth, it just goes by or it makes impact without much of a hitch, really. Meteorites hit the Earth all the time and we don't notice them. People might find weird stuff in various parts of the world, but other than that, stuff flies by out in space past our planet without making much impact. So we don't know, and I'm not a professional astronomer, but I like astronomy, so I do a bit of research. So we don't know if the Earth is not going to be impacted, but if it is a massive, massive object. So, what will happen if it does hit the Earth? But let's hope it doesn't hit the Earth. When little meteorites hit the Earth, it just makes little dents in the ground, you know, where it hits really fast and suddenly. If something that is several hundred kilometers across, so it's a really massive object, if it hits the Earth, it'll make a massive, massive crater. A huge crater. So that's kind of a problem, to be honest. So let's all hope that this object does not come straight at us and smack into the ground. Let's hope that it flies by normally without even affecting us. That sandwich was yum. I'm going to put the butter away now because I'm not even that hungry. I am not even that hungry anymore. So, let's hope let's just hope that nothing happens to us. I love my little toaster. If I get 2 bits of toast and I decide I'm not hungry till later, I feel like I don't have to waste bread. I'm very happy about it. Now I've just got the 2 bits of avocado to put away. There's not much room left in the fridge either. Do I have little containers left in there in the cupboard? Yes, I do. Oh, I do have. Okay. Yeah, I do have. Oh, I love these little containers. I can fit avocado in there, no problem. Just fit the other one in like that. Yep. Lovely. And then deal with it later. Deal with it later, when I'm actually hungry again. Oh God. cold, excuse me. Right, now I can just clean up the bench space and be ready again for another feed later. Oh, I'm glad I've got stacks of food there because I don't have to worry about the shopping centre until Monday. Do not have to worry about it at all. The salt and pepper, I'm not so fussed about it because I can move it back to the table when I need to. And the avocado seed is in the brown paper bag, so I can just chuck it away without having to make my hands all dirty. Fix up this water because I have to fill up the other jug as well. Jesus. Right, that's better. I've got one jug filled up and fill up the other one a little bit better. There we go, I've filled up the fucking jug with water. Yes, the jug is heavy, but that's how you want it to make sure it's really full. Right. Well, I'm going to get going because I don't have much else to say.
Speech on. Call. Stop. Stop. Button.
So, I hope everyone's having a good day. My life is back to my normal routine before I went dodgy and years ago, and I guess I've got my life in order now, and I've got a new cleaner starting at my unit next week. New cleaning company. And I guess I'm just going to let my money save up because I'm not spending $250 a month on cleaning now. So that money will save up because I don't have anything to spend my money on. Literally, I mean, maybe I'll get another I'll probably spend $50 or $60 on clothes in the next month, but that's because I like to keep a good amount of clothing there. But apart from that, I don't really spend that much money. And I've got to get my hair cut, so, you know, my money will just save up. And if I'm forced to get gourmet meals under the NDIS, then that's even more money that I won't be spending. Oh God, that is more money that I won't spend. But in any case, I'm doing pretty good. So, besides my throat being dodgy, I'm fine otherwise. And I'll talk to everybody later.
Stop button.